and welcome to Horse Business Tips, where we provide actionable strategies to make your marketing more effective and less stressful. Today, I am super pumped to have one of my best friends in the whole world. We're excited to dive into Facebook ads. This is Lindsey, my guest for the day, and she is not only one of my best friends in the whole world, she is one of the most genius minds in marketing, in my opinion. She has helped me build my business. She has encouraged me on a daily basis, and her and I have really worked together to do our very best to offer really creative solutions to the horse industry to make sure that we can help the people that we work with. Years and years ago, I saw hoof print marketing, I think on Instagram, and I took a screenshot and I was like, wow, who is this person? She really looks like she has it together. I looked at it and I was like, I don't know, like if I reached out to her, like she's doing so many amazing things and helping all these people and like making major strides with her business. I felt maybe a little intimidated to like connect with her, but when we did connect, it was perfect timing and we just started collaborating. And so Lindsey, I'm going to let you tell your side of the story because that's all I really remember. But I am so thrilled that we're connected because it's made a huge difference in my personal life and my professional life.
Yes, well, likewise. And I just want to say that when I met Jamie, I was years and years and years behind where she was in business. So it was an honor just to be able to partner with you. I thought, oh man, I'm like light years behind Jamie. And in a lot of senses, I still am. She has this marketing acumen that's very holistic and a way of connecting people too that's unmatched. So I thank you for your words. The one missing piece of the story that I think is like way back, we were in that course program. We were both going to launch our online courses on YouTube. I saw someone else who I had seen in my network. I was like, man, I know that girl because you were posting in the Facebook group, in the Facebook coaching group. And I was like, no way, this is like such a coincidence that someone else in the equine industry would be in this course. I was like, I'm just going to reach out to her, because same, like I thought that, and it's actually like very true. I thought that you were like way ahead of me in business, and you are, and you were. And so I just reached out though, and I was like, hey, like we're both at the same place. And I think this is a really great preface to just our friendship in general, because I told you I would love to be accountability buddies with you if you're open to it for this course, because we're in the same network and I recognize you and I've seen you around, like a lot of people have talked about you. And I told Jamie, I was like, don't worry, I'm not making a course for the equine industry, so you don't have to worry about me competing with you. And so I think that's a really good indicator of like where sometimes we get caught in our heads about people who are in our industry and do something similar to what we do, and we have like a similar ideal client. We just automatically assume that we're a threat to each other. I think that was an interesting way to kick it off, because I think you said like, oh, like I don't even care about that. Like you could be making the same like course in the same industry, no big deal. And I think you were like all of that. And then we ended up holding each other accountable more for business growth. And then our businesses kept snowballing. And we're like, oh my gosh, we have a ton of clients to serve. And then that's like our services sort of like started complementing each other more and more.
Yes, it was that course, 100%. That had everything to do with our business, nothing to do with our friendship, but now it's how we got together. Yeah. But you also mentioned something that's super important too, that I know you and I talk about all the time. So we started talking, developing a friendship, talking about business and all these things. But the more that I started talking with my clients, so every time I would do a discovery call, I would find myself saying, you need Lindsey. So like I can do your social media and your email and a few other things that we offer, but you need to work with Lindsey to do ads because you have this wonderful business in the equine space. And so I would just send them over to you and just be like, hey, have a conversation with this person. So every single time I was just like, you said it like a holistic perspective. That's how I always look at business. And it was so awesome because I'm like, I'm going to connect you with Lindsey. So then we started working on like multiple client projects together. Then it got really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially because I think when we first started chatting, I still had a ton of hodgepodge things going on, like different services that I was offering. And, I still kind of offer a few different services or whatever, but it's mostly ads, right? And I was at a point in my business where I was about to pull my hair out doing all of the things, and being able to sort of complement each other in like different services like really is a gift, especially when you know someone who's really talented who can help like with other things that you don't want to do, but you want to refer them to a good person. You know what I mean? And you want to be able to connect with like their other like marketing team.
You said something earlier about what we do when we work together really helps to build and offer a valuable service to the horse industry. And it is such a tight knit community, but it's really nice because here's the thing. Some of the people I run into are not going to be the same people you run into or like have discovery calls with. We all know when you get a referral from a friend or someone that you already trust, you know, like and trust, and they say you need to work with this person, there's already this immediate trust. And in the horse industry, and I will also say with social media and Facebook ads, there's a lot of like wannabe people out there that are providing a service for a lot of money with no results.
Yep.
And you and I could tell 97 stories about the people that have come to us to say, I basically got screwed by this person, or not even that, but more like I spent all this money and got no results. It's been really fun taking our love for horses and our love for people and then working together and then being able to support the industry as a whole. I think you and I too, over the last couple of years, have built like now this extended network of people that work with you and for you and people that work with me and for me. And we're all using the same people. We're all working together. So like, yes, you're your own person and agency and I'm my own person and agency, but like we have this huge conglomeration, things and people that are bigger than us that are just affecting and impacting the horse industry, which I think is just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes the horse industry and just like business in general a lot less intimidating, because I feel like that's one of the biggest struggles if you're breaking into the industry is that it is tight knit, and sometimes it can feel like I'm a new business owner trying to break into this industry and am afraid because all these people know each other really well. But like that's honestly only been like 10% of my experience. 90% of my experience is that most people are very like welcoming.
And I think it's fun because you and I have had a chance to work with some pretty big names too together. And that allowed us to actually get to meet in person the first time
Yes, that's
a couple of years ago. So Lindsey lives now in Nebraska and I'm in Michigan. So we actually got to meet each other at the Kentucky Horse Park, which was fabulous. One thing that I find exciting and invigorating too is, Lindsey, you and I talk about it all the time, like having a business bestie. And so many entrepreneurs, so many small business owners, they just are busy. They're busy. And I think sometimes they don't have like that sounding board. And yes, you can hire a coach. Like there's a multitude of professional things you can do, but we probably talk sometimes 8 or 10 times a day back and forth.
Yeah.
For those watching, we don't like call each other on the phone. No one has time for that. We use an app called Monster. And we didn't leave each other messages back and forth. But now what I found when we first started, we were holding each other accountable to the group we were in. And that's how it started. And then, you know, you're a mom, you're a horse person. We have a lot of things in common. We started sharing more. And I think for you and I, we were both at a place in our lives where we didn't have any problem being very vulnerable. And I think we got very vulnerable and very fast about it. Like, hey, here's everything about me. Our business bestie, like friendship blossomed and it helped our businesses so amazing. But also like our personal life, you know, you and I have the same faith. Like we talk about God all the time and family and marriage, and we both have ADHD or like some form of it. You know, we struggle and we accelerate in the same areas. And that's been really nice. So I do think the world as a whole is afraid with someone new to get vulnerable. And we did that fast and quick and it impacted us. Like, so from a mindset perspective, I think that was like one of the biggest things that just accelerated our businesses, our friendship, our life, because we were just like iron sharpens iron. You wrote that in the notes, right? So I'm going to let you touch on that, but that was just kind of a lead in to be like, we were just like, listen, friend, I'm all in. Like, you're authentic. You're amazing. We have so many things in common. So let's just be business besties. And let's just like, if anyone watches the show, Sweet Magnolias, they just pour it out. The girlfriends all get together and they just pour it out. And they're like, here's my day. Here's my week. And Lindsey and I do that all the time. And it's been such an amazing blessing to my life.
Something that Jamie always says is that, you know, we seem to grow in parallel ways. And it doesn't seem to be like, hey, Jamie did this and therefore I need to do this. It just seems to just organically occur. I think it's partially divine, and I think it's partially, that quote that says, you are the average or the culmination of the 5 people around you. I can see, and this is the biggest piece, impact, I think, or one of the biggest pieces of impact is that, Jamie and I could both look at where we both were 2 years ago and say, you're not that same person. You've changed in XYZ ways. You've grown more resilient in all of these ways. And I think sometimes we need to be reminded how resilient we are and how wise we are and how much we have grown, because there are going to be lessons that we encounter. I mean, it's kind of like going up a mountain. You see the nasty view, sometimes, or the scary view, like, from different vantage points, and you think, oh no, like, this is like super scary, but really, like, you're just relearning things as you're growing and as you're accelerating up. And so Jamie can look at, can tell me, actually, like, this is not as big as it was. You're way stronger than you were like 2 years ago in this area. You're not off track. This is just learning this lesson like in a more profound way. And I think you in particular, Jamie, are really good at giving feedback that helps me grow from an empathetic perspective, because I think a lot of people feel like they need to grow from a perspective of like pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and like don't feel anything, or like push through the pain or whatever. And Jamie really has a gift of sort of validating I'm feeling or whatever someone else is feeling, and still being able to like challenge me and hold me accountable to be better. So that's where I think the iron sharpens iron comes in, because I think someone who's really good at accountability and giving constructive feedback is able to fix your eyes not on like whatever issue you're dealing with in yourself, but is able to give you a vision for like who you can be and who they see, like who I see Jamie can be if you have a mindset shift, or if you have a behavior shift, or whatever it is, or if you make a logistical change, all of that.
I've had to work super, super hard at the empathy part of my life. I had to work really hard at that. But sometimes Lindsey will be like, okay, Jamie, I'm hearing what you're saying, but as it relates to business, you said this 6 months ago and you haven't made a lot of strides in this area. You probably should just stop doing all these other things that you're busy with, because it's just busy work. And maybe you should actually like do the thing. I can hear that in a way that's just like, bring it on. Like it lights a fire in like an encouraging way, even though like maybe it's strong language. We have a lot of, where we'll be like, listen, Lindsey, here's what you need to do, but like we know it's in love. I think this is an important part of, yes, we're going to share a practical tip. We've got some other videos as well where we're going to get really deep into like some practical things about marketing. But also the one thing you and I talk about all the time is like, whether it's our family, our husbands, our kids, like people are crazy. Not, again, like you said, 98% of our clients are fantastic, but we've had some where we're like, listen, what do I do with this person? Because I can't. And so we've been able to go through those things, but because we've developed this really strong friendship and just like this foundation of like, hey, we both want to do things with our businesses. We want them to be kingdom businesses. We want to be able to take the money we make and employ people and like have this big, like I have a big God vision, and I know Lindsey does too, right? We can't do that making minimum wage, right? So obviously for us, we want to benefit the horse industry. We want to make money. We want to bless other people and families in our community and, do other things. And it's nice when you're looking at business, because the other thing we know about like collaboration is a lot of people come at, and I use that term, come at you like, hey, we want to collaborate and here's why. And they're doing it because they want to benefit. We all have that human nature. I tell my 10-year-old son that all the time. Like, yes, sometimes we just want to have it our way and we want it to be this certain way. When you constantly are looking at your priorities and what they need to be, we can work together and know that we're collaborating for the good of the industry, for the good of our families, et cetera, help each other find balance with how much work we're doing, because we both are passionate about what we do. I can, again, look back my pre-Lindsey, right? I don't know if there's some initial lessons for that, but in the Bible, it's like, before Christ, right? Or after Christ. I'm like, before Lindsey. I did have really amazing friends that I talked to, on and off about business and family. And, but when you get older, sometimes it is hard to make friends and for those to be real consistent in your life. And so we just wanted to give kind of an intro about why we work together. I know other Facebook ads marketers. Lindsey knows other social media people and content writers, and we really aren't scared or fearful of the other people that do what we do, we actually try to bring them into the fold if need be for different clients. So we always want to find the best fit. And sometimes my clients, I'll be like, listen, they're like, I'm already interviewing this person for Facebook ads. And I was like, okay, that's fine, but you definitely also have to talk to Lindsey, like before you make an actual final decision. Yeah. So our friendship has been fun. We kind of joke, for any of you, maybe not in the horse world so much, but there are two amazing, successful ladies, Amy Porterfield and Jenna Kutcher. If you're in the marketing space at all, they're like BFFs. They promote each other. They just have this beautiful, like symbiotic business relationship, but I think they're also friends. And we joke, I'm like, that's us, girlfriend. That's
totally is. It totally is. Yeah.
Why don't you tell us, Lindsey, about what you do, about Hoofprint Marketing, and like from a practical business point, what do you do and who are your ideal target clients?
Very simply, I run Facebook and Google ads for businesses, specifically like my main niche is horse-based businesses, but I also work with, outside of the horse industry under my other alias, Rains Media. I can't really let go of Hoofprint Marketing, but that's the bucket for non-equine businesses.